and assalamu alaikum to all my Muslim followers. Today we are going to talk about the first time that I met my husband's mum and auntie. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was absolutely terrified. And there's a few reasons for this. One, because I loved him a lot and I wanted to make a good impression, of course. He's literally nodding away over there, like of course you do. And also because they actually don't speak a lot of English. And they do understand it, but they just are a bit nervous, I think. But trust me, I've watched them and they understand a lot more than they let on. Let me take you back to the 1st of January 2023. That was the date was set that I was officially going to meet Afsa's mum and auntie. I honestly found it so hard to decide what to wear when I went to visit them because I wanted to be dressed modestly, but I also wanted to look like myself. Afsa did ask if I wanted to wear South Asian clothing, and I just said for the first time, not that I don't want to wear it, but I want them to meet me for the first time as me. Journey there, I was so anxious. Afsa said he was pretty confident, but I think the video shows that maybe you're a bit more nervous.
I beg to differ. I think I was fine.
You were definitely nervous.
Maybe a little bit.
This man absolutely adores his family as well. He is such a family man, so I knew that this was so important. Like nothing could go wrong. Today is a major day. We are on the way to meet Afsa's mum and aunt. So we've been together for like 4.5 years now. So this is going to be a little bit crazy because it's going to be the first time I meet them, so it's a pretty big deal. So I've obviously bought some goods with me. As it had been Christmas just before, for those of you who don't know, we're in an interfaith, intercultural relationship. So although Afsa doesn't celebrate Christmas, he embraces it, and although I don't celebrate Eid, I embrace it, because we want to bring together as much as our own personal identity as we possibly can. So as we've been back to Cornwall, we decided that we were going to take a few Cornish treats, as that is where I'm from, to share with Afsa's family. So this is the little cream tea box, so obviously Cornish cream tea, Cornish clotted cream, lots of scones for everybody, plain, always the best. And there's like 2 different sets of biscuits, Cornish biscuits, 2 different Cornish chocolate, and I hope it goes well. How are you feeling, Afsa? Are we finally meeting your
I feel
mum and
alright. I feel okay.
Yeah? Any anxieties?
No, not really, because I know my brothers and my sister and my cousins are there, so they will, keep everything
All good.
all good. You don't have to worry.
They've made lots of food, haven't they? They've made
Lots of food.
lots of food, and sister's making lasagnas.
That's our love language, food.
Love language is food. All right, let's go. So when we got there, we needed a little bit of a breather. Well, I say we. I needed a little bit of a breather because I was so nervous. And we got up, and I had to like stand outside the door and just take a deep breath. And go, it's all gonna be okay. Like, what's the worst that can happen? So we go in, and I'd been practicing my assalamu alaikum. Obviously, it's got better since then, but I practiced that. So when I met his mum and auntie for the first time, that's what I said. We also brought them some flowers, didn't we? That was really important. I wanted to bring the flowers, and that's now become a bit of a tradition because if you saw one of my recent TikTok or Instagram videos, we spent the New Year's Day with them again for the 1-year anniversary, and I've taken them flowers. That's what I'm planning to do every New Year's Day. This was also quite a big family event, quite a lot of us there on the first time. Thankfully, I have quite, and had at the time, a good relationship with his siblings and his cousins, so I wasn't worried about them, and they helped to keep everything cool. I'm very, very, very thankful for all of them. He is the eldest son, I should also add that. He's the eldest in the family, so yeah. If you are in Bengali or a Muslim probably household, you will know that holds quite a lot of weight.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. Us Bangladeshis, we love food, and that's our love language. So my mum and my auntie were in the kitchen.
And your sister.
And my sister, sorry. Cooking up a storm.
Yes.
And loads of dishes. So
loads of food. And it was really strange for me because I am used to kind of like a Western hosting where they cook and then they spend a lot of time in the living room with you. But now I know this is quite normal, but his mum and auntie spend a lot of time in the kitchen. They just love being in there, chatting, cooking, making things, getting things ready. Like that is their hub where they love to be. But for me, I was like, is she okay? Because she said it is time in the kitchen. Like, can I help? Can I do anything?
you handled it very well. You spent the time. You did ask
if you could do anything a few times. So I think they knew your character straight away. They knew you were very helpful.
Yeah.
And they smiled. They're like,
and of course they said no.
They said no straight away.
I almost felt like too nervous to make eye contact, and I know that sounds absolutely wild, but what I was, and also because I couldn't necessarily communicate with them, I was really worried that I would be trying to say something and they wouldn't understand it. But thankfully, all of your family were really helpful, and they were doing lots of translation for us.
It was on both sides. Even when my mum came in to just give you a drink and you made eye contact, she just smiled at you and you smiled back. We were both a little bit nervous. The first time, it's natural anyway, it's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be okay. But your auntie's a lot more cheeky, isn't she?
Oh, my auntie.
So she was coming up and like touching my hair. I think your mum was probably a bit more like me, like a bit more reserved. Whereas your auntie is very tactile.
Looked at me, and that's when I translated. I said, "Oh, she said she loves her red hair."
Yeah.
And then it was a really nice moment. Really cute. My brothers and my cousins are very cheeky, so I'm teasing you here and there.
They were, because I was so nervous. They probably never seen me that quiet, to be honest.
No, yeah,
because I was so nervous. And like even when we went to the table to eat the food, and like I said earlier, the table was covered with food.
Bowls of food. There wasn't just food all over the table.
Yeah, it wasn't just like, can you imagine just going to the house, it's chaos, food all over the table. No, there was bowls of food all over the table. And bless them as well. So obviously they will often eat with their hands, so they go, I'm not used to that.
And your technique is shocking.
My technique is shocking. I will put my hands up. I need to learn. I need to get better at it. I've been watching you. I've been trying. Yeah. And also, for any of you that are going to judge, don't judge until you have tasted food when it is mixed with your hands, because there's nothing like it. They did bring me out a knife and a fork and a spoon, didn't they, straight away, so that I didn't have to worry about any of that, which I now know is called a samoose, which is a spoon, hata samoose and suri, suri. Made it less spicy, I think, as well, didn't she?
Yeah, that was what she...
Now I'm good with my spice, but at the time, I was a newbie to it.
Yeah, they did ask about your spice tolerance.
Very important. Oh, I almost forgot this. When I say they are feeders, I mean they will give you so much food, and I completely forgot about this actually. So I hadn't eaten all morning in preparation for this because I knew that they were going to be feeders. But I just didn't want to say no to them because like they were offering me food and I didn't want to be rude. And also I was eating with my right hand as well. That was very important too. But I didn't want to say no. So I ended up with like this massive plate that I had to force myself to eat. It's ridiculous. They honestly would not have minded, but I, for some reason in my head, thought they would. So I was like, I have to keep saying yes. I kept saying yes. And Ax was looking at me like, are you okay? Like, why do you keep saying yes to the food? But yeah, I try my best to eat it. I think I actually made myself eat nearly all of it.
No, I think we showed them how to do the cream tea.
So I went in the kitchen, I showed them how to make it. I think they liked that, didn't they?
Oh yeah,
because it was like this little bit of like moment where we were together and we were organising stuff, and although we weren't able to communicate in the same language, we were able to do it through body language and like just working together. Probably my cutest memory from the day was when Afsa came in and he was like looking a little bit sheepish. So his mum and auntie had called him out of the room and he came back in and he was like, I just need to warn you, they're going to give you some money. Now this isn't the best bit, don't worry, I'm not, it's not the money, it's the next bit that's after that. And I was like, oh no, I can't accept it. And in Bengali culture, in Bangladeshi I should say really, shouldn't I? In Bangladeshi culture, they will always give money, or they will often give money on the first time you visit a house, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So they, bless them, gave me money, which I obviously felt very awkward taking, but I accepted it because I didn't want to be offensive. And then my favourite part of the entire day was when Afsa was like, my mum and auntie, they've got you an Asian outfit, a South Asian outfit. If you want to wear it, you can, but you don't have to. You don't have to. And I think you were a bit worried that I didn't want to wear it.
I didn't want you to feel like too much too soon.
Yeah.
So that, obviously I had that in my mind. So that's why I mentioned, oh, you don't have to wear it if you don't want to. You can wear it another occasion. I know this is your first time. To my surprise, your eyes lit up. You're like, no, of course I'll wear it.
Yeah, of course I'll wear it. It's so pretty.
They were really happy.
Bless your sister, she helped me put it on because I didn't know it came in 3 parts. I didn't know what the scarf was for. It was a whole new world to me, but I loved it and it's opened up some doors to... I've now taken over quite a large percentage of the wardrobe with South Asian outfits, haven't I?
Yep. Really nice was when you came in, obviously dressed in a South Asian outfit.
It was a kameez.
In a kameez, yep. Came in and they had the biggest smile ever. Like I think it was, for them it was obviously seeing someone so different to them, embracing the culture.
Like straight away, I think.
And they just kind of walked up to you and just gave you a massive hug. That was a really nice moment. Probably my highlight, when they gave you a hug and they were like so happy. And it wasn't that you wore it, it was like how open you were.
Yeah.
to embracing the culture.
I think that's what it is. I think it was almost like a realisation for them to be like, okay, yes, she's not Muslim, she's not from Bangladesh, but she is open and willing to embrace our culture and our way of life, and I think that probably meant quite a lot to them. And it meant a lot to me as well, actually. His siblings and cousins were hyping me up when I came in.
Yeah.
With the investor, they were so cute.
I think they were.
They used to be wearing it now, aren't they? I don't get that reaction anymore.
I think they were playing like Asian music when you made they were really,
They're really encouraging. I'm so thankful for all of them, honestly. Yeah. But also I'm really thankful for you, because one amazing thing about After, and we get a lot of couples that, he's rolling his eyes, so I'm going to say something nice. He hates compliments. But we get a lot of couples that reach out to us and ask us how we managed it, how we coped. But Afsa has been so incredible in explaining everything to me, and being really open. And, you know, even before his parents gave me money, he told me about it. He made sure that I felt comfortable, but also forewarned his parents and made sure they feel comfortable. So that communication made this whole process so much easier. Thank you for that.
No, you're welcome.
Honestly, because I feel like that is what set the foundation. What to say? Of course, we had to FaceTime your nanny, didn't we, in Bangladesh? You kind of told me what to say. I attempted some very bad Saletti. And you did most of the translating, and I just smiled and said, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum assalam.
He was leaving, they gave everyone a hug, and they gave us loads of food to take home.
Yeah, and that has not stopped since. We have since had...
Every week.
They
have to give us
so much food. I love it, honestly. I've never eaten so much chicken curry in my entire life.
But yeah, when we actually got back to the car, sat there for a minute, and we looked at each other and just realised how well it went.
Yeah, we were like smiling ear to ear, weren't we?
Yeah, we were just smiling, and we were just kind of looking at the dress, looking at the details.
For me, it was very culturally overwhelming, but in a very beautiful way. So surreal being in this house with this Bangladeshi family who are all speaking Saletti, all the different foods, the smells, the way of doing things. It was so surreal, but so beautiful. And then obviously I was leaving with this dress, and I don't know, in that moment I felt so much peace.
Yeah, and I think when I was driving as well, I looked over at you and you were looking at the dress, and I'm sure I saw your eyes kind of water a little bit. And then we just had a laugh. I'm like, wait, what? It wasn't that bad, was it? And you're like, no, it was the opposite. It was lovely.
It's making me emotional talking about it now. I'm such a mess talking about this stuff.
But we were literally laughing, and then you was like crying and laughing in the car on the way home. And then, we were
because it was just so beautiful.
Yeah, no, it was a lovely moment.
And I think also for you, knowing that your parents, or your mum and auntie, had accepted a non-Muslim person, non-Bangladeshi person into the family was a huge relief for you, right? Because I know for a lot of Western people that might seem like, oh, whatever, that's nothing. But it's uncommon for different cultures and different faiths to marry. It's not something that happens commonly.
Yeah.
It was a really
wholesome,
beautiful day. And yeah, if you have any questions about anything that we've talked about, our next video is going to be about the cultural differences and how we've overcome that, and things that we found maybe a little bit tricky, and conversations we had before we got married, to make sure we're both on the same wavelength. But if you have any questions that you want to ask us, drop them down below. We love hearing from you. If you want to follow us on our socials, it is alexandrarose.style on TikTok and Instagram. But until then, we'll see you again. Love you, bye.